All right, this is from the study plan, and it's one like number 43 on your homework. So anytime you have to graph these rational expressions, always factor first. So I'm going to go ahead and factor this. So regardless, and anytime things cancel, things get tricky. So notice right here that this is going to cancel. All right, so that's going to change everything just about but your domain. Now your domain is still, if it doesn't work in the beginning, it doesn't work in the end. So I have to say, hey, x can't be 5 and x can't be negative 5. So when I wrote my domain, it's from negative infinity to negative 5. Can't use negative 5, so I'm going to use my parenthesis, and then I'm good till I get to 5. And then I'm going to skip 5 all the way to infinity. So whether things cancel or not, it will not affect your domain. Now, after that, it does. Typically, I would have had 2 vertical asymptotes, because remember, your vertical asymptote is what x can't be. So I would have said x can't be negative 5 and x can't be 5. But because these cancel, it's only this one vertical asymptote. So it's the line x equals 5. So I'm going to go ahead and graph that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's right here. And hopefully that's good enough. So before I even get, I know on my math lab it gives you a multiple choice, but go ahead and sketch it out before you even look so you've got an idea. Okay, horizontal asymptote or oblique. It can only be one of these. And if there are more x's on the bottom, see this is x to the first, and this is x squared, then there would be a horizontal. So my answer here would be none. And notice, even though these cancel, which gives me this 1 over x minus 5, there's still more x's on the bottom. So my horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. So that's this line right here is y equals 0. Now, something to always remember, your graph, it will never touch the vertical asymptote. It will sometimes cross the horizontal. So before I forget, do you remember in the very beginning that x can't be negative 5? So I'm going to come over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm just going to put a hole right here. Because no matter what my graph does, it can't touch right there, okay? So although there's not a vertical asymptote, you would have a hole there because of in the very beginning. All right, my x-intercepts, it's always what makes the numerator 0. But in this case, this canceled, so there's no way my numerator will ever be 0, so my answer would be none. Don't leave those blank on a test, okay? Y-intercept, what do you get when you plug in 0 for x, and you get the same thing regardless, but you should get negative 1/5. Okay, and then you have to graph it. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to plug negative 1/5 in. So here's the deal. I really don't need to plot points. You can. You can use your original or you can use this. It doesn't really matter. Because I know this is not going to go like this because it would have to cross the x-axis, and I don't have any x-intercepts right here. So I know this is going to be nice and smooth, and it's going to go down and start to hug this asymptote. Same thing here. I don't really care. You know, I know this is going to hug my asymptote right here. Even if it would cross somewhere, it's never going to cross right there. So I would have a hole right there. If you're curious what it does, then try something over here and see. You know, you could be, what is that, negative 5? Try negative 6. Try negative 10. If I plug in a negative 10, I can see right here, I would get negative 10 minus 5, which is negative 15. So it's still negative. It's still below 0, and it's still just really close. So that's good enough. Okay, but I have no clue. Is it up here or is it down here? I know it's going to be one of those. So again, remember this is 5, so I could try 6 or 7, try anything over here. I'm going to try 6. Notice if I plug in 6, I get 6 minus 5, which is 1. So I get the 0.61, which, why do I care? Because it's above the x-axis, so I know it's going to be up here. It's a nice smooth curve, and it's going to hug my asymptote. And then you can guess it. But whatever, you will see a hole right there.